8-foot girl, who, in the noise of heavy footsteps in the old frame house, and baritone importance of the lawyer, stood for a while unnoticed with her hands shyly behind her. "Well, and how is Mr.?" The lawyer was already in his satchel, as if for papers that might bear the name he hadn't at command. "You must excuse me. I dropped in at the mill and was detained." "Looking round, I suppose," said Willis. "Yes. Well, yes. Hear anything that might prove useful?" The broken one saw Anne. "Why, here is Anne. What do you want, dear? Come, stand by the bed. Tell me, what is it?" Anne just wagged her dress with both hands behind her. "Guess," she said. "Oh, guess which hand? My! Once on a time I knew a lovely way to tell for certain by looking in the ears. But I forget it. Let me see. I think I'll take the right. That's sure to be the right, even if it's the wrong. Come, hold it out. Don't change." A ram's horn orchid. A ram's horn. What would I have got, I wonder, if I had chosen the left? Hold out the left. Another ram's horn. Where did you find those? Under that beech tree on the woodchuck's knoll? Anne looked at the large lawyer at her side, and thought she wouldn't venture on so much. "Were there others?" "There were 4 or 5. I knew you wouldn't want me to pick them all." "I wouldn't, so I wouldn't. You're the girl. You see, Anne has her lesson learned by heart." "I wanted there should be some there next year." "Of course you did. You left the rest for seed, and for the backwoods woodchuck. You're the girl. A ram's horn orchid seed pod for a woodchuck sounds something like better than farmer's beans to a discriminating appetite, though the ram's horn is seldom to be had in bushel lots. Doesn't come on the market. But, Anne, I'm troubled. Have you told me all? You're hiding something that's as bad as lying. You asked this lawyer man, and it's not safe, the lawyer at hand, to find you out. Nothing is hidden from some people, Anne. You don't tell me that where you found a ram's horn, you didn't find a yellow lady's slipper. What did I tell you? What? I'd blush I would. Don't you defend yourself. If it was there, where is it now, the yellow lady's slipper?" "Well, wait, it's common. It's too common." "Common? The purple lady's slipper's commoner. I didn't bring a purple lady's slipper to you. To you, I mean, they're both too common." The lawyer gave a laugh among his papers, as if with some ideas she had scored. "I've broken Anne of gathering bouquets. It's not fair to the child. I can't be helped, though. Pressed into service means pressed out of shape. Somehow, I'll make it right with her. She'll see. She's going to do my scouting in the field, over the stone walls and all along a wood, and by a river bank for water flowers. The floating heart, with small leaf-like heart, and at the sinus under water a fist of little fingers, all kept down but one, and that thrust up to blossom in the sun, as if to say, You're the heart's desire. Anne has a way with flowers to take the place of that she's lost. She goes down on one knee, and lifts their faces by the chin to hers, and says their names, and leaves them where they are." The lawyer wore a watch, the case of which was cunningly devised to make a noise like a small pistol when he snapped it shut at such times as this. He snapped it shut now. "Well, Anne, go, dearie. Our fare will wait. The lawyer man is thinking of his train. He wants to give me lots and lots of money before he goes because I hurt myself, and it may take him I don't know how long. But put our flowers in the water first. We'll help her. The pitcher's too full for her. There's no cup? Just take them to the outside of the pitcher. Now run. Get out your documents. You see I have to keep on the good side of Anne. I'm a great boy to think of number 1. And you can't blame me in the place I'm in. Who will take care of my necessities unless I do?" "A pretty interlude," the lawyer said. "I'm sorry, but my train. Luckily, terms are all agreed upon. You have only to sign your name, right there. You, Will, stop making faces. Come round here where you can't make them. What is it you want? I'll put you out with Anne. Be good or go." "You don't mean you'll sign that thing unread?" "Make yourself useful, then, and read it for me. Isn't it something I have seen before?" "You'll find it is. Let your friend look at it." "Yes, but all takes time, and I'm as much in a haste to get it over with as you. But read it, that's right, draw the curtain. Half the time I don't know what's troubling me. What do you say, Will? Don't you be a fool, you crumpling folks' legal documents. Out with it if you have any real objection. $500. What would you think, right? 1,000 wouldn't be a cent too much. You know it, Mr. Lawyer. The sin is accepting anything before he knows whether he's ever going to walk again. It smells to me like a dishonest trick. I think from what I heard today and saw myself, he would be ill-advised. What did you hear, for instance? Willis said. Now the place where the accident occurred. The broken one was twisted in his bed. This is between you two, apparently. Where I come in is what I want to know. You stand up to it like a pair of cocks. Go outdoors if you want to fight. Spare me. When you come back, I'll have the papers signed. Will pencil do? Well then, please, your fountain pen. One of you hold my head up from the pillow. Willis flung off the bed. I wash my hands. I'm no match. No, and don't pretend to be. The lawyer gravely capped his fountain pen. You're doing the wise thing. You won't regret it. We're very sorry for you. Willis sneered. Who's we? Some stockholders in Boston? I'll go outdoors, by gad, and won't come back. Willis, bring Anne back with you when you come. Yes, thanks for caring. Don't mind Will. He's savage. He thinks you ought to pay me for the flowers. You don't know what I mean about the flowers. Don't stop to try now. You'll miss your train. Goodbye. He flung his arms around his face. The woodpile. Out walking in the frozen swamp one gray day, I paused and said, I will turn back from here. No, I will go on farther, and we shall see. The hard snow held me, save where now and then one foot went down. The view was all in lines straight up and down of tall, slim trees too much alike to mark or name a place by so as to say for certain I was here, or somewhere else. I was just far from home. A small bird flew up before me. He was careful to put a tree between us when he lighted, and say no word to tell me who was so foolish as to think what he thought. He thought that I was after him for a feather, the white one in his tail, like one who takes everything said as personal to himself. One flight out sideways would have undeceived him. And then there was a pile of wood, for which I forgot him and let his little fear carry him off the way I might have gone, without so much as wishing him good night. He went behind it to make his last stand. It was a cord of maple, cut and split and piled and measured, 4 by 4 by 8, and not another like it could I see. No runner tracks in this year's snow looped near it, and it was older sure than this year's cutting, or even last year's or the years before. The wood was gray, and the bark warping off it, and the pile somewhat sunken. Clematis had wound strings round and round it like a bundle. What held it, though, on one side was a tree still growing, and on one a stake and prop, these latter about to fall. I thought that only someone who lived in turning to fresh task could so forget his handiwork on which he spent himself, the labor of his axe, and leave it there, far from a useful fireplace to warm the frozen swamp as best it could, with the slow, smokeless burning of decay. Good hours. I had for my winter evening walk no one at all with whom to talk, but I had the cottages in a row, up to their shining eyes, in snow. And I thought I had the folk within. I had the sound of a violin. I had a glimpse through curtain laces of youthful forms and youthful faces. I had such company outward bound. I went till there were no cottages found. I turned and repented, but coming back I saw no window, but that was black. Over the snow my creaking feet disturbed the slumbering village street like profanation, by your leave at 10 o'clock of a winter eve. End of Part 4. End of Robert Frost, North of Boston. Thank you for listening.